Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. No, that cannot happen. No. I fucked up.
Hey.
Hey, is it okay if I film you?
I mean, yeah, sure.
I'm editing 2 different parts of my video right now, and part of it is shot in 30 FPS and part of it's shot in 24 frames per second. Is there any way to change the FPS down to 24 without distorting the audio and slowing it down? Everything's gonna be okay. Just have to breathe. Just have to breathe.
Hey.
I'm editing 2 different parts of my video right now, and
Your face looks funny. I had to laugh.
no, that's okay, that's okay. Because I've got the pitch down pretty good actually, because I missed a button that said maintain voice pitch. Like there was an option when I interpreted the footage, and that actually helped with like the distortion a little bit. But the problem was it sounded like me, but it sounded like I was slowing my words it was almost indiscernible where you're like, is that like slowed down or not? Because it's literally only slowed down by like 15% or something like that, you know? So yeah, man, I don't know, I'm at a crossroads here. I don't know what to do. Do you got any advice?
Reshooting, honestly. If you have the ability to reshoot, that's gonna be your best option.
I was afraid you were gonna say that, because that's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, I gotta reshoot all that. But the problem is I want the video in 24 frames per second, but the older footage is in 30, and I can't reshoot the older footage. So I'd have to reshoot the new footage, but the new footage is like 80% of the video. So yeah, I don't know what to do.
I mean, you could possibly just split it into 2 videos.
That's genius. I didn't think about that. That solves all my problems. Then I don't have to do anything. Sometimes the laziest option is the best option.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's think smarter, not harder.
Yeah, there we go. I'll take that advice. I'll get started on that.
That's no problem. Catch you later.
Have a good day. Bye.
Yep. Peace.
I guess that's what I'm gonna do. This is totally not what I was intending to do, but I don't really see a better option, so we're still working out the kinks, okay? I'm very sorry. I'm not a professional at this yet, so give me a little bit of forbearance for the first couple videos. So I'm gonna post these 2 videos online simultaneously. Besides that, I think that's pretty much it. Looking forward to having this little exchange with each other. Be sure to post a comment down below if you like this, and subscribe for more videos coming every week.
Did you know that 90% of all uploaded YouTube videos will never reach 1,000 views? Would you have guessed this? Would you have thought, prior to seeing that headline, would you have thought that was the case? Or
yeah, I would say so.
You would, wouldn't you?
There's a lot of people creating content.
Yeah,
you know?
that's because you exist on YouTube. You work in YouTube.
Yeah.
If you're an outsider, you might be surprised to see this. Because I think a lot of people have this impression that you upload something to YouTube and people will see it.
Yeah.
And the truth is, it's not. No, they won't.
And plus, when you see the home feed, there's like thousands of views, you know, of successful videos. You don't see the ones that have like 1 view or 10.
Never. You're right. And it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. If it's an upstart YouTube channel, it's going to be a really risky recommendation for the recommendation engine. They don't know. There's not a track record for that channel. That channel presumably is new to the platform. It's got to take some time. I mean, something that we've learned being in this business, consistency is huge. You got to be consistent. You got to be reliable.
And to build a fan base.
And so you can imagine if it was just across the board, everything got suggested at the same rate, it would all be garbage. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Now, that would be fun. Don't get me wrong, but that's a different website in 2020.
Right, yeah. It's not the Wild West anymore.
No, that's a different website. But the consequence of this sophisticated algorithm is it's really hard to start a YouTube channel, to find a base. And it's just a consequence of when you got invested in it, when you were publishing and how consistent you remain.
Just saw that sign as I was coming in to set up, and I thought it was a good reminder. So why am I starting this YouTube channel? First and foremost is I'm a very artistic person, and I've always dabbled in self-expression, be it in writing or editing or creating some sort of entertainment. And I think this is a really good bone that I can practice and try to learn to get better. Half of me is doing this for myself. Before I die, I want to have a catalog of videos that I made that I'm proud of. And if I even influence 1 to 2 people in the course of this entire endeavor, to me, I think that that will be worth it. And I have overthought it to death. I am sick and tired of planning. Planning, to me, has just turned slowly but surely into procrastination. So, needless to say, here I am, off the cuff, trying to produce something, and hopefully you'll like it. I've had a lot of time to think about what I want to film over the course of this channel's lifespan, and I've come up with 15 things that I'm going to show you and go through one by one, and hopefully you guys will like the variety of topics. Time for a change of scenery. So these are the 15 ideas that I came up with. I know there's a lot of them, and they kind of don't really make that much of a sense to put them all together into one channel, but they're what I'm passionate about the most in life, and I want to share my thoughts on each and every one of those topics. Sweet. If I were to describe myself into one truncated idea, I would have to label myself as a writer first and foremost. Writing to me has been such an important and impactful thing in my life, and I really do think that it bleeds into all of these different topics, because at the end of the day, no one is going to watch anything unless there is some sort of message or story behind it. Yeah, you can make some flashy drone photography, you can edit things to your heart's content, but the core heart of the issue is telling a compelling story, and I think I can do that pretty good. So I think we're off to a great start. When I was younger, I was more interested in writing nonfiction. However, the older I've gotten, the more I realized that there's tons of things in my life that I can pull from and make a lesson from. So the type of writing that I'm interested in is a little bit of both, nonfiction and a little bit of fiction. My fitness journey has been absolutely crazy. When I was younger, I was overweight and depressed, and to me, it all started to change when I started running. So I would also label myself as a runner, and I think learning more and being a part of that community might be something that you're interested in if you are trying to work on your own fitness goals and journey. I've already talked about this a little bit, but my life has been pretty ridiculous up to this point. And even though I'm only 25, I think my experience in a lot of different areas has led me to have a bunch of unique perspectives on things. And I want to let people think about things maybe in a different light than what they might be accustomed to. Photography is something I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to put on this list or not, but it is something that I've definitely dabbled in and I want to get more proficient at. So hopefully you'll be along with me on that journey, and I can learn a lot from my peers and my mentors in this department. Now, it might seem a little weird that I put religion as a topic on here. However, I think it's something that people on YouTube do not talk about nearly enough. Be it that they're afraid to get demonetized or they aren't sure if it's going to appease a ton of people. I think that delving into not just one religion, but all religions is important for self-enlightenment for a ton of people. And I think that's definitely a niche that is not on YouTube very much at all. I have been playing racquetball since I was 11 or 12 years old. It's definitely something that has impacted my life. There's so many cool things about racquetball, and I can't wait to show you about all of them. Racquetball is probably going to be a topic that's not necessarily broached all that often. However, I do want to get into in depth about the game and what it has meant to me in my life personally. Next up are reviews. I branched this into basically 3 different types of things: video essays, food reviews, tech reviews. Those are the 3 that I want to focus on the most. Being an expat kid, I definitely know what it is like to love food, and I want to share my love of food with everyone else and basically just geek out about it. Hopefully throughout my 20s and 30s, I'll be traveling a lot more and I can showcase food to you in weird sections of the world. I'm talking the naked chicken chalupas, I'm talking about the weird concoctions, I'm talking about that offbeat restaurant in Bangkok that no one knows about. I want to explore food to the fullest extent. Tech reviews are definitely not going to be the focus of this channel. However, I do want to talk about big, important tech that comes up in the world and give my thoughts about it. I don't necessarily want this channel to primarily delve into just tech, and I have absolutely no illusions about being a professional reviewer at all. But I think just an average Joe might have a different experience with tech that some of these big name YouTubers don't necessarily have. At other two themes that I'm passionate about are interviews and music. These are things hopefully later on in the life of my channel that I'll be able to pursue more. Right now on YouTube, there's basically only 2 major music reviewers. That to me, I think is an absolute shame. And their tastes don't always meld with mine. So there's definitely a crap ton of music that comes out every single year. And it's really hard to imagine only these few select amount of YouTubers being able to accurately listen to and review every single piece of musical content that comes out. It's just not feasible, honestly. And I would definitely want to showcase different types of music that would not necessarily be the first types of albums that you would think that I would review. Goal setting. Goals are so important. Oh man, so many people have no idea how to set goals for themselves, and I want to be that voice of reason for them and letting them know that you are not alone and you can have a trajectory in your life that is meaningful to you and will help you grow to become a better person. First step, gotta get a whiteboard. Whiteboard changed my life. Sketches are something that has kind of fallen out of the limelight on YouTube recently. I want to bring that back a little bit. I enjoy sketches and the time and effort that people put into them, and I think there needs to be more of that content out there in the world. If you ever happen to see my bedroom in the background of the video, you'll know that I'm a big fan of movies. I love movies. In fact, when I was younger, I spent every day to every other day for 3 years watching a new movie. I learned a lot through that, and I want to share with you my experiences with these movies. There's plenty of video analysis YouTubers out there that showcase movies and delve into it, so I don't really necessarily want to tread too much on that have already been said. However, I do think that I could have a unique voice with certain movies that are not necessarily shown. I think that about does it with all my points. Before I leave though, there are a couple other things that I want to talk about with you. One of the things that is my kryptonite is procrastination, and this is my first attempt at ignoring that completely. I procrastinate way too much. In addition, that procrastination usually stems from my perfectionism, which has been a motivating and demotivating factor in my life. More often than not, my procrastination stops me from doing something because I want it to be absolutely perfect before I put it out into the world, and I realized that is just not feasible. Perhaps if I had been a little bit less of a perfectionist, I would have started this a long time ago, and I kind of regret that if I'm being honest. Even right now, I had so many plans this year to do all sorts of different types of videos. Here it is halfway through the year and I'm just starting. And to me that's really sad. 2020 has been a difficult year for a lot of people, myself included. So I'm not trying to bust myself up too hard about this, but I do want to get my ass in gear and put my first foot into this foray, or else who knows, maybe one day I'll wake up and I'll be old and gray and not have accomplished this momentous goal that I really want to achieve. Before every video I'm going to be writing a script and a direction. All of my videos I want to ask the question, what do I want to make you guys feel about this video? What kind of emotions am I trying to elicit? If I'm not eliciting an emotional response of some sort, I think I've done a bad job. Obviously, some videos will be a little bit more tactile and techie, and others will be a little bit more emotional and storytelling, but that's all about just the intermingling of different things that I want to incorporate into this channel. Another thing, I don't want to copy other people. If I make a video and I feel like it's too similar to something that has already been done, I'm gonna scrap the video. I don't think it's gonna be worth it. While imitation is definitely the most sincerest form of flattery, sometimes it goes too far. So definitely don't want to tread on something or talk about something in a way that doesn't have a new perspective that someone else has not already said. I'm not necessarily worried about that too much though, because I really do feel like I have a pretty unique voice and I can provide a different perspective on a topic that someone might have already talked about. But yeah, as long as it's not completely identical or takes it from a different perspective, I don't really see a problem in talking about something that someone has already devoted a video to. Initially, this is probably just gonna be mostly for me and my friends. And if you're here because I asked you and you subscribed, I wanna thank you very much. And I hope that you come along with me on this journey. I really wanna make sure that this channel lives for a very long time. It's something that I wanna be committed to for at least 30 years, which sounds really daunting, but honestly, I think I'm gonna be telling stories all the way up until my deathbed. Here's one of the cards that I made. Kind of cool, got a little picture on the background and all of my information and socials on here. I think I got these in bulk for a really good discount. They're from moo.com. In case you're interested, I'll put a link in the description. I hope that this channel will grow and I will learn a lot and we can learn together through this process. One of the biggest lessons that this year has taught me is the power of friendship, and I want to be close to you guys. I want to be your friends. If you have a comment for me or suggestion, please put it down and I will be reading every single one of your comments. Even if they're bad and making fun of me, I don't care. Thank you. I think that's about it for this video. Yeah, I'm pumped and excited. Hopefully I didn't drone on for too long. Stay tuned for next week where I capture an elephant and try to train it. Could be fun, don't you think? Peace.